Clear prop.
Attractive and sexy.
It's amazing.
This is Socata TB-20. Hello guys, and welcome to my channel about aviation. Today we have really special airplane for review. This is Socata TB-20. This is almost classical single-engine piston airplane, but she's French. This plane built by French manufacturer, which names right now Daher, but everybody knows this airplane as a Socata. This particular plane was built in 1995, but production of TB-20 started in December 1980, and it was long until 2008 when production of this airplane was ceased in France. The main manufacturer for this aircraft was located in France, the city named Tarbes, and this is why this airplane has two letters in the name, TB. It mentioned about Tarbes. Tarbes city was the city where manufacturer is located. What is actually interesting about this plane, about the engine, we have 6-cylinder Lycoming 540, IO 540 engine, and the oil capacity is 12 quarters. As you can see, the door here is approximately the same like in a Columbia. They open it up and looks really attractive and sexy. What you can see on this door is pretty cool. This is two hooks here. So when you close the door, you just need to turn the lever down and it's locked. Simple as is. This airplane doesn't require specific knowledge about Socata because it is standard single-engine, low-wing piston aircraft. So we do pre-flight inspection the same like we do pre-flight inspection on Cessna or Piper or whatever plane in this category. It's pretty simple and straightforward airplane. Baggage compartment is pretty cool. It's really big. So we will show you later how big is it, but I can tell you can put a few big bags, maybe 3-4 sport bags to this baggage compartment. It's also really good. As you can see, pay attention, this is horizontal, all surface moved up and down. The stabilizer like in a Piper. Standard static port, but this is exhaust for AC. This aircraft equipped with air conditioning system, which is also really good, especially in Florida. When you're flying in hot weather like today, about 32 degrees, everything looks good to me, so we can fly. Let's go. This plane has really interesting parking brake system. It's not the handle or something like that, just up. You just turn it 90 degrees to the right and parking brake set, and we have indication the parking brakes is already set. So we just primed the engine is already primed. All we need to do is just start it. 1/4 of each. Main switch on, strobes on, the beacon light is on, all circuit breakers are in. Warning lights, we have parking brake alternator, which is good. Mixture is done. Clear prop! Ready to start. Oil pressure is good. Everything looks good to me. It's pretty weird indication for people who's flying Cessna or Piper, because this kind of indication unusual. Usually we have engine on the right side, engine parameters, but here we have engine parameters on the central console on the top. So here we have fuel tanks, fuel on board, we have voltage 27, 28, which is good. I have another indication here, 28 volts, alternator is working. All lights here, oil pressure, oil temperature is good. So we are ready to taxi. Engine start checklist completed. On this airplane we have 3 different switches for avionics. Number 1 is a radio, number 2 is autopilot. We have really good autopilot here. We will do the test. We also have ADSB here, and we have a separate switch for right side gyro, so we can switch it off. In the meantime, while we are taxiing, we will do some kind of radio. On 1985.
Numerous obstruction cranes in the vicinity. Further information. Check.
Park and brake release.
All departing 16 aircraft, contact clearance Sylvia on 127.95 for the taxiing. All aircraft are required. T-Rock runway center to hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information November.
Information November on board.
Number 13.
This is AC.
Use caution for birds and drones.
31 degrees, the AC is working perfectly.
Information available on in-flight frequency.
Clearance, good afternoon, November 356 Tango Bravo.
356 Tango Golf, is that a clearance?
356 Tango Bravo, it's Socata at Bravo 7, ready to taxi to active runway. This is Socata TB-20, November 356 Tango Bravo.
Roger, 6 Tango Bravo, contact ground for taxi, good day.
Contact ground for taxi, thank you. Executive ground, November 356 Tango Bravo at Bravo 7, taxi to active runway, information November.
Or 356 Tango Bravo, executive ground, runway 9er, taxi here, Bravo Echo.
Bravo Echo, runway 9er, 356 Tango Bravo. What I really like in this airplane, it's steering wheel, so you can just steer your nose wheel by pressing the rudder instead of using differential brakes. This is really good for taxi, you don't need to burn your brake pads. Okay, we're gonna do standard run up here, using the checklist. And in the meantime, I will explain you some features of this aircraft. As you can see, it's pretty interesting panel based on switches like a knob, so like buttons. All switches is not like two-position switches, it's two-position buttons, and this red button just release the main button. For example, if I need fuel pump, I spread this one. If I need to release this button, I use this red knob. Boom. It's pretty. And as a GPS, we use here GNS 480 and really nice MX20 MFD display. The MFD is connected to GNS, so I just put the flight plan from Fort Lauderdale Executive to AirGlades Airport, 56 miles, and this flight plan is visible on this MFD. Like a lot of different information, like IFR chart, VFR chart, flight planning, everything good. And this is autopilot. I will show you autopilot later on in the flight. Okay, before takeoffs, brakes. As I said, the brakes is really useful here. Flight controls check. Free and correct. Looking good to me. Okay. Mixture to full reach. Power to 2000 RPM. This is RPM here. And this is constant speed prop, so it's a changeable pitch angle, so we're gonna use prop once. 500 drop is good. 2. All set, checking good. Left and right ignition. About 160 one side and about 160 another one. So no difference between magneto drop is good. Alternator air is in. Vacuum meter is in the green, which is really good. Engine gauges, we have oil temperature in the green, oil pressure, RPM is good, fuel flow is good, manifold pressure is good, all engine parameters is normal. Power max test, it's actually unusual, I never seen this on another airplane, to check full power on the ground, but it is what it is. This is full power, 2575 RPM on the RPM meter, it's good. Fuel pump on before takeoff. Emergency gear control pushed. Home nav, everything is good. We just need to set tower 1 to 0.9er. Door windows close and lock. Everything locked. Flaps for takeoff. We have two positions here. Flaps for takeoff. The first circle and the second one is for landing. Lights. We don't need nav lights yet. Landing light is, I will do it later. And clearance, we got the clearance. Before takeoff, checklist completed. Learjet. I think we need to give him. Okay, knob, parking brake release, and we're gonna be number 2 after this beautiful Learjet 35.
Exiting tower, medevac 990, Charlie, hold short of runway 9, ready to go.
Waiting on your release.
Executive tower number 356 Tango Bravo, number 2, behind this Learjet I can use Alpha 2 for departure.
North 6 Tango Bravo, November 356 Tango Bravo, Executive Tower, runway 9 at Alpha 2. Make right turn westbound, cleared for takeoff. For that is for weather.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 9 at Alpha 2 and the right turn westbound, 356 Tango Bravo.
Maker 6.
Okay, left,
runway 13.
final clear, runway clear, and we are ready for takeoff. Ready?
Islander 131 Juliet Lima, Executive
Let's
Tower,
go.
left, right downwind runway 9, understand you have ATIS November.
Right downwind for 9.
Pull forward, airspeed alive, 50 knots.
Sky 1 traffic will be off the
60
departure
knots.
of runway 9 and
70-75 is rotation speed.
Looking for that TBM, Sky 1, we'll be turning westbound shortly.
Go. Positive rate of climb.
Watermaker,
And gear.
635,
Let me set up 25. 25 is usually on the light coming engines. 25 on manifold pressure. 25 RPM. And a little bit less on the picture. Okie dokie. So, I just would like to point at this knob is pretty interesting. This is rudder trim. And this rudder trim has an option to help you on a takeoff. So you can...
Tango Bravo, traffic at your 12 to 1 o'clock in a mile, westbound 500 is a helicopter. When able, proceed northwest.
Okay, I'm turning northwest right now, 356 Tango Bravo.
Okay, the clearance gave us, ATC gave us clearance to turn northwest practice area, which is our target. Fuel pump, we don't need it anymore. Fuel pump off.
208, gust 15.
And I just started about this knob. Knob is not anything else as a rudder trim. What does it mean? You see this takeoff mark here. It means you can turn the knob before takeoff to the right, and it will help you to maintain directional control after takeoff, because we have P factor during climb. In my personal opinion, it's not helping me, so it's just making me more nervous because I don't understand how many rudder pressure I need to apply. So I prefer to use it always in a cruise mode. But for somebody who will start flying this Socata TB-20 first time, it can be a really useful feature. Okay, we have frequency changes approved. We can go to 12345 for announcement. Let's me do announcement first.
Coral Springs practice area, this is white Socata, about 1,600, just past Bandit the Socrates northwest climb.
So, what I like in this airplane, except of AC, which is cool to have, but I also like this airplane to fly long cross-country flights. I just flew this plane from California down to Florida, 2.5 days. It's about 23 hours of flight time. We completed it with my body in less than 3 days. We could complete it in 2 days actually, but weather was not really good on the route. And I like this airplane as a cruiser. Look at this, I can show you. First of all, the airspeed. Now we already have 150 through speed. 140 indicated, 150 through, which is really cool. And in a ground speed we have slightly headwind, so it's 140 knots over the ground. This is the first one. The second one is avionics for autopilot. Automation on this airplane is just amazing. First of all, we have electrical trim here, so you can trim not only using the classical elevator trim, but we can use electrical trim. Works really good. And automation. This is pretty old autopilot, KTS 150, but it works good. All you need to do is just push the button flight directors, altitude hold, and if you like to fly by heading, just heading. That's it. So you need to just adjust your heading, mark on HSI, and that's it. Flying really good. The second point you can use on this airplane is a nav mode. You turn to nav mode, it's paired to GPS, and it will fly in the GPS mode, which is also really good. So when you have this kind of automation on this airplane, you can fly all day long as in a big jet without any manual control and manual inputs. So I can say Socata TB20 is is a nice airplane for long cross-country flights. If you will take in consideration this is 5-seat plane, you can put 3 passengers on the back and 2 passengers in the front. Of course, you need to check your weight and balance, and it's amazing to fly. Regarding weight and balance, this gross weight for this airplane is 3060, and useful load, we can take 86 gallons of fuel, and actually 86 gallons of fuel allows me to stay in the air for 5.5 hours. It's amazing. And with my speed, like 140 knots or 140, 150 through, you can just calculate, we can fly up to 700, 750 miles with full tank. Of course, if you have 5 people on board, you will not take the full tanks. We will check useful load later, but as far as I remember, the useful load in this airplane is about 1,600, but I will double check it on weight and balance. For 2-seaters configuration, for 2-3 passengers on board, this is just amazing plane. You can fly all day long. Break. Okay guys, we are close to airport, about 6 miles out from AirGlades, and I would like to start my descent. On autopilot, I just disengage Alt mode and press a few times on the down button. We're gonna start my descent. Where's my descent checklist? Approach landing. We have information ASUS, wind 280 at 7, seatbelts is good, picture full reach. Okay, slowing down a little bit. Fuel pump is on. Props to full. Fuel selector switch on the left tank, which is the fullest tank, which is good. And we will hold on the gear down. Airspeed for gear down for extension is 139. We are about 120 right now, so we can drop the gear down. Gear down. 1, 2, 3. 3 green. All good. And flaps for takeoff position. That's good. Landing light is on.
Airplane traffic, white Socata about 3 miles southeast inbound to land for runway 31.
Okay, going down. You descend. I have airport in sight. Okay, normal approach is 85-92 knots, short 70. And comms check. Okay, checklist completed. I will disengage autopilot and start approach. Runway in sight. I just heard one guy in the pattern. He's on upwind right now.
Airplane traffic, white Socata about 2 miles, final runway 31, full stop landing, AirGlades.
Don't see anybody else on the traffic pattern, looking good. We are on final. Okay, one more time. Mixture full, props full, gear down 3 green. I have fuel pump is on, landing light is on, and full flaps. There we go. And 85-90 knots, which is on my speed indicator right now. I see the guy on the taxiway. He's taxiing out.
Airway traffic, this is white Socata, about 1 mile short, final runway 31 for full stop, airway traffic.
Runway 31 confirmed. Power to idle. Here we go. Wait, we're gonna go to Alpha 4. Flaps up, fuel pump off. landing light off. And AC, please give me air.
AirGlade traffic, white Socata clear runway 31, Alpha 2 to the ramp. AirGlade traffic.
Have a clear runway, landing light off, fuel pump is off. Make sure a little bit less. And autopilot off. Flaps is up. Everything looks good after landing checklist completed. Okay, parking brake set. And shutdown checklist. After landing checklist, flaps is up, fuel pump off. Transponders drops. Transponder off. Drop off. I will keep drop until engine is running. Avionics navigation off. Make sure fuel selector. So, as you can see from this video, TB20 Socata is really good cruiser. I like this plane because it's really good for family. If you have 2 adults and 2 or 3 kids, it's perfect airplane for cruising. You can fly east to west coast in 2 days. And also this airplane not only perfect for cruise flights, but also as IFR trainer. Because on this airplane equipped with all required instruments to practice instrument flight. It's HSI, autopilot, VORs, 2 radios. You can do ILS approach, you can do GPS approach, you can do any kind of approaches, and you can fly in instrument conditions all day long. Unfortunately, this airplane is not equipped with anti-ice or de-ice system, so you need to be aware about icing. But beside that, everything else is in Socata TB-20. Enjoy the video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions about this airplane or other different airplanes, just send me comments. Thank you so much for watching.